go ahead and relax your arm.
Surprised that thing fits your arm, dude.
They had to get a triple X in for me. I had to order it in.
Are you flexing?
Oh, did I just burst it or something?
Do we have 5 ml syringes in here anywhere, or am I just not seeing them?
Got it, thank you.
I can get you.
You got it?
Yeah.
I don't think they have them there.
227. Yeah. Heavy, isn't it? I think I put on like 10 pounds since last week.
Yeah.
I know I won't be excited about that.
No, I'm
There you
not.
go. No with money. Sorry. Oh, behind. Oops, I'm gonna make that mistake again. This one.
Voilà.
I had to go ahead and relax your arm.
Surprised that thing fits your arm, dude.
They had to get a triple X in for me. I had to order it in.
Are you flexing?
Oh, did I just burst it or something? What happened there? It's still squeezing.
Yeah, I'm gonna stop it because let me put it back again. See what you've done?
Huh?
You see what you've done?
Yeah, I'm just too swole. Alright guys, I just had my blood pressure taken. I was 160/41, and now I'm about to have a cortisone injection in my shoulder. I've never had one of these before. I'm not having it for the purpose of removing myself of the pain. I like the pain. Well, the pain is a good indicator and it tells me exactly what's going on. But the doctor seems to think it will help with the inflammation that I've obviously got there with the bicep tendon. When they did the x-ray last week, they could see the impingements from my previous AC separation that I've got in both of my delts, but it's the left one that's causing me the problem. What happened was, when is it, September, October, November, December, January, yeah, like 5 months ago now, I was training with Branch Warren in City Athletic, and I was training pretty heavy that day, ego training, and I think what happened more than anything, I was quite depleted for that training session. I'd been dieting for a while. I had quite a few photo shoots in the lead up to this workout that I did with Branch, so my body was a little bit dehydrated. I didn't feel anything during our workout, but I felt something after, and that something hasn't gone away. It's prevented me from doing any side raises, any front raises. I can't do any dumbbell presses, any flies or anything like that. So it's caused me some major issues over the past 5 months where I just haven't been able to train or train as I want to train. So that's when I thought I'd come to see Dr. Caleb Redden of a great reference here. And he seems to be a very good surgeon, and he is a bodybuilder himself, and he works with other athletes, so he understands these issues. So he's hoping that this will remove myself of the inflammation, and hopefully I'll feel a whole lot better.
So tell me a little bit about if anything's changed in the last week. So I mean, you've been dealing with some shoulder pain for a couple of weeks now. Anything different?
Yeah, no, nothing's different. So I had to do some overview videos this week for bodybuilding.com, and then, you know, in the lead up for this Ironman journey. And again, there's certain exercise that I can't do, but weirdly enough, like I told you last week, I can't do any dumbbell press, any dumbbell flies, bicep curls, like dumbbell curls. Cannot do any side raise, front raise, so that hasn't changed. But the weird thing is, when we were shooting these videos over the past week, I could perform, not heavy mind, I could perform like a behind the neck shoulder press. Okay.
Mm.
You know, it's a little bit uncomfortable, but I can perform that. I can't even perform a side raise. You know?
Right. And I think that actually kind of fits clinically with your exam from last time. You know, the interesting part of our clinical exam last time, that test where I had push on your arm, you're like, actually that feels better.
Yeah.
And you were like, I expected that to hurt more.
Yeah.
So basically when you're in that shoulder press motion, you're taking the tension off of the biceps tendon, the proximal long head of the biceps tendon, so it's all kind of making sense. You know, I thought last time when we talked, very likely that you have, you know, a proximal biceps tendinopathy or tendinitis, inflammation of that tendon. It fits with your mechanism of action. You know, the injury that you didn't feel like a big pop or a crash or anything like that. It's just more of a overuse injury.
Mm-hmm.
Hasn't responded well to, you know, to your daily anti-inflammatory regime. I mean, I know you've taken the right stuff to help keep that inflammatory process down. So the next thing I think that we could suggest is doing a steroid injection. It's a corticosteroid. I use Kenalog and I use Marcaine. And it's both therapeutic and diagnostic because number one, and our big goal is to improve your function, right? And if you got pain, it's limiting your function. So if I can stop that pain and get you back to doing what you want to do, then we both win. I don't think you have anything there that needs surgical correction. That being said, this is where the diagnostic portion comes in. I use Marcaine as well, which is a numbing medication. And if we do this and you don't get the right response, meaning you don't improve, then I think we should shoot an MRI. Because as we had kind of talked about earlier, you know, I brought a pen I wanted to draw. Like you've got if you look at the shoulder blade, kind of like this. I'm not an artiste, so this is gonna be bad. But you know, shoulder blades like this, you've got basically the cup that sits right here. This is called the labrum or the glenoid surface. This labrum is like the socket portion of the ball and socket. And then if you can imagine, here's the ball portion. It comes like that. That's the humerus that sits inside here, right?
Yeah.
So that's ball, socket. The biceps tendon comes up. There's two of them. The first one comes up. This is not drawn to scale, but you've got a coracoid process right here. Short head goes to that one. Long head comes up in this groove, right through the top, over the humerus, into the glenoid, and it articulates with that labrum. So you're pulling on this tendon, and right when we examined your shoulder, and I was like, right there, you're like, yes, that hurts, right?
Right on the spot.
And then, right, so that's where I was pushing it, right in here. Now, if you've damaged the labrum, which also due to the high intensity training and the repetitive motions, possible. If you've damaged that labrum, this injection may also work, knock that pain down, and you're good to go for the rest of your life, never have problems with it. But it may also tell us, hey, you know what, it didn't work, it didn't get better, he's got a tear right here, it's going to continue to hurt until we fix it. Now, people can live their whole lives with a labral tear and not have any problems. Like I could pull 15 people off the street, do MRIs of all their shoulders, and I could probably find people out of that group that have torn labrums and don't have any pain or any symptoms. They're probably not at the same level of athletic ability that you are. So that's the difference. Like your pain is going to be more noticeable. You're much more in tune to how your body works. You use it as a machine every day.
Mm-hmm.
So I think today what we do is we inject intra-articularly, so inside the joint, because what that'll do is it'll bathe this tendon sheath all the way down to somewhere in this neighborhood. Yours is probably a little shorter because you've got a developed bicep, and that generally tends to retract that tendon a little bit. At least I've seen that in orthosurgery cases with different guys. But we do that inside the joint so that it bathes that tendon, and then if it is that labrum, we knock out both birds with one stone, I guess.
All right.
So that's what I would suggest.
And you did mention that you could see in the x-rays the previous injuries that I had from the AC separation.
Yeah.
Would there be any cross-reference or correlation between that injury and this one, or completely separate?
No, you're just lucky.
Okay.
Yeah. You're just lucky. You've got two.
Okay.
Yeah. So I mean, and I can see, and basically you've got arthritic changes, like you've got sclerosis, and in that AC, so the acromion and the clavicular joint. it's not tender on your exam. Like that's not where you're showing your tenderness.
Yeah.
And when we did those special tests last time, the ones that I was checking for that AC joint weren't positive.
Perfect. Okay.
So I think you're okay there.
Yeah. All right.
Again, I mean, this is about you, not me, but I've got a separated AC joint too. Just happens to be on the same side that I had shoulder surgery on for a different injury, but I mean, the AC joint, when it finally separated, I didn't have pain anymore. It was all right. It was
Oh,
fine.
really?
Yeah, so I was like grateful. It
Oh,
finally
wow.
popped and then I was okay.
Okay.
So let's have you sit up here and peel your shirt off
All right.
and talk about real quick the risk, benefits, and alternatives. Risks, anytime you break the skin, there's a risk for infection, but we're going to use some antiseptic to make sure that we don't increase your risk. And in actuality, the risk of infection of something like this is really, really low. There's a risk of pain. You can close your eyes. I'm going to close mine too. It's okay. I'll probably grab 2 of those. There's a risk that it may not work. You know, there's always that risk. Alternatives, we've already talked about. You could just use anti-inflammatories, rest, ice, and leave it alone. That's been tried, hasn't been overly successful for you. And benefits are that it may improve your pain, improve your function, and
Okay.
that's about it.
So, as I mentioned, I'm about to start this Ironman training now. Swimming, it's really not that bad. I know my range of motion is a little bit down, but it doesn't prevent me doing what I want to do. But I went for a swim this morning knowing that I was coming here. It's Tuesday today. When would I be able to do anything upper body next? Whether that be weight training?
Yeah,
or
no, if you'll
swimming?
give me like 10 days.
10 days, okay.
And you can do gentle range of motion stuff. And in fact, if swimming, did it hurt today when you were swimming, or?
No, it didn't hurt, but I know my range of motion is less on
Limited.
this side than the right.
I mean, if you could give me a week to 10 days,
Sure.
I'd be okay with that.
That's
I mean,
fine.
2 weeks.
I can cycle, I can swim, I can work legs, I can hit abs, I can do hyperextensions or something.
You can, and if it doesn't hurt, I'm okay with it.
Okay.
That's basically it. Like if it hurts, that old, hey doctor, it hurts when I do this, so don't do that.
Don't do it, yeah.
Right? Yeah, I'm just gonna make a couple marks here on some landmarks.
Okay.
So right in here, right? That's
Yeah,
your,
yeah.
okay, that's your tendon. Sorry, I'm gonna have to push a little bit. You
Yeah,
gotta-
I can feel it in there. Yeah. Alright, yeah.
And I won't show you the needle.
See, it's weird, like I've had piercings and I've been fine with that, but whenever like a syringe comes near me or I have to have blood taken,
Yeah. Makes you nervous.
I've never been good with
I
it.
can understand that. That is all right. So this is just alcohol cleaning up the skin.
Sure.
And I'm going to use some spray to numb the skin, so you shouldn't really feel much of the poke of the needle.
Yeah, the pain doesn't bother me. I don't know why. It's like the thought of it for some reason.
Okay.
It's I don't know. I was in a clinic in Tampa, Florida, not the November just gone, the November before, for 6 weeks,
Mm-hmm.
and I'd have blood taken every single day for 6 weeks, and I was just as bad on the last day as I was on the
First day.
first. And
Okay.
it's just something I can get used to.
All right, cold spray, okay?
Mm-hmm.
Cold spray, 1, 2, 3.
Wow, that's numbing, isn't it?
Here, hold that for a second. There we go. Feel a little pressure. Okay, that's done.
That's it?
That's it.
That was good. That was great. Good job, man. Good job.
Well, I appreciate that.
I didn't feel a thing.
That's the response that I want to hear.
So, how much of this cortisone has actually been put in? Like how much liquid?
40 milligrams. It's only 1 ml.
Okay.
Not very.
And then does that take a while then for it to kind of circulate?
Good questions. Yeah. So hopefully none of this is going to be systemic. I draw back on the needle when I do it to make sure that I don't get any in like a vein or anything. So it should just stay all intra-articular, not even bleeding. But we'll put this on there just for complete sake.
Okay.
So the marking should be in there within the next like 45 seconds to a couple of minutes. Should be doing its job. So you can move it around a little bit, see kind of how it does. You should feel pressure, almost like a fullness. I mean, we just loaded that joint full of fluid. But it should be improving. And I want you to move it throughout today and tomorrow. I want you to use some ice on it to kind of keep it cool.
Okay.
You can expect that marking should last from 12 to maybe 18 hours at the most. And then that's going to wear off. And then you're going to feel that those receptors that I just expanded with that volume of fluid are going to be a little irritated. So you may feel tomorrow more like an achy feeling, almost like maybe you got socked in the shoulder. And that achy feeling is kind of normal. And that's all right. And within the next 24 to 40 hours, that corticosteroid will really start to kick in, and it'll do two things for us. Number one, it's going to block the inflammatory response and reduce effusion, so reduce swelling in that area, which is what a tendonitis is swelling, irritation of that tendon. So the marking numbs the pain. Your body realizes it's not in pain, it doesn't need to protect that area with more fluid. Corticosteroid goes in and really knocks down the inflammation of the tendon or the labrum, either one, depending on which one's injured. So within a week, 10 days, we should know for sure if we're going to be successful or not.
Okay.
In the meantime, gentle stretching. I mean, anything you can do to stretch that biceps tendon. I can actually. I've got a couple of stretching and strengthening techniques I could email you or text you or whatever.
Yeah, that'd be great.
So.
That'd be perfect. What I do, like I did it this morning. Was it this morning? No, it was yesterday. I'd get like a bit of PVC piping, and I'd like rotate that behind my back, then forward at an angle, forward. I generally do that a few times a week. That's pretty much it.
No, that's great. No, that's really good. And then are you still doing the internal external rotation? Yeah, that's all right. You can even start. You could grab like a light band, and just externally rotate when you're abducted, so it 90 degrees and 90 degrees, and do a little external rotation up here. Okay.
All right. Because all I'm doing at the moment for that is like on a preacher bench with a dumbbell. That's pretty much it.
Let me email you some stuff.
Okay.
Each email today. I've got a bunch of paper that I give for people with injuries like this. So
Perfect.
thanks for the assistance there. Appreciate that. You did really well. Let me check your shoulder out real quick while I just swallow. So any less tenderness right there on that tendon?
No.
No. Okay. Still no like catching or clicking
Nothing.
or anything. Yeah, it's good. Lie down for me again real quick. Let's just check here. Is that making you feel tight?
No.
And then when we pushed on this yesterday, it made it all feel better.
Yeah.
Any difference?
Can't really feel it. I think that one.
Good. That's the marking working. Okay, come on up. Yeah, I think we're on the right track. I think you're gonna be all right.
Cool.
So give me a call in like a week, or I'll call you in a week, 10 days. Let me know how you're feeling. And then we can discuss, further options at that point. If we go a couple weeks and you're still hurting, we'll talk again about imaging.
Okay.
Taking a picture with an MRI.
All right. Perfect.
That'll give us a more definitive answer.
Yeah. Okay. Fingers crossed.
Yeah, I think you're gonna be all right.
All right. Thank you very much, sir. I appreciate it.
Yeah, it's my
Thank
pleasure.
you.
Yeah, definitely.
All right, guys, we've just walked out the hospital here following my cortisone injection that I've had in my shoulder. Hopefully that will remove me of the inflammation that I've had here. And he did say to stay away from any upper body exercises now for the next 10 days. So I'm going to have to be patient there and do a lot of cardio, a lot of lower body work. and give that time to heal, and hopefully that would have fixed the inflammation and tendinitis problem that I've actually got there at the moment, and then I can get back into the full swing of training, because you know, I've got this amateur to Ironman, or don't know what we're calling the video series at the moment, but the Ironman journey to get ahead with, and obviously I want to bodybuild during that time. But I'm confident. I guess we'll just wait and see. But thank you very much for joining me. I'll see you soon. And don't forget to like, comment, and subscribe.